Let's talk about criticism. As we begin to move further into a world where digital communication becomes as abundant as air, we find the world of art has changed. People who wouldn't normally have their art seen are gaining attention. We're finding not only access to more different forms of art, but also access for the artists themselves. Unfortunately, this also has given great access to an art form known as film criticism. Now, I'm not going to go bashing critics or Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that, but I'm going to say that there is a certain bias to being a critic. You observe story structure and style, you critique everything as if it were a mathematical problem, and while critique is valued and it's important to understand what makes the movie tick, but more often than not, critics tend to forget one important variable to the equation, and that's how does this movie resonate with the audience? I bring this up because The Dark Tower is one of many films split by both critics and audience viewership. The critics hated this movie. They hated it more than I've seen hate any movie in recent times. But the audience seems to really appreciate this film. I mean, the percentage difference is astronomical. Rotten Tomatoes critics gave the film a 19% rating, but right now it's looking like the audience viewership is going to reach a 70% approval rating. Now, I have to say that I am a little biased towards this film. The Dark Tower was the first book I ever read for fun. It was the gateway to literature, and it definitely left an impression on me. It was such a bizarre, dreamlike world that combined the Western genre, the fantasy genre, the sci-fi and horror genre. The characters were so dark but identifiable, and it was just a unique take on a genre. And it's one of Stephen King's greatest, and as he said it himself, it's his magnum opus. The world was so dreamlike and all-encompassing of the world of Stephen King. The movie is not that, but it doesn't have to be. As a Dark Tower adaptation, it's not great. It compromises a lot of the plot for Hollywoodism, and yeah, that could definitely become annoying for a fan. But this film shouldn't be thought of as an adaptation. What it really is a love letter to Stephen King, to Dark Tower fans. It's a love letter to everything you love about Stephen King as a person, while also trying to bring Stephen King to a whole new generation of people. And if you're really a fan of The Dark Tower, think of this franchise, think of this film as a sequel to the series. And if you know how that book ended, then a lot of things start to make sense. The hero, Roland's arc, has a sort of justifiable conclusion. The final showdown seems long deserved when you've read the books, and Roland's arc feels truly completed against the scope of the entire series. The movie is fun. There's definitely a bit of levity that, while definitely not of The Dark Tower, is kind of welcome in the movie, that could use it. The relationship between the characters is identifiable. It feels real, and yes, Matthew McConaughey portrays one of my all-time favorite villains perfectly. My advice is, please see it. It's a franchise deserving of a continuation, and it is worth a movie ticket. It's something you've never quite seen before, and you'll get a real kick out of it. For Dark Tower fans, look, it's not the movie we deserved, but it's the movie we need in order to make this franchise last long. The Dark Tower, a perfectly fine way to end the summer. The exact opposite of the Emoji Movie. I mean, what the fuck, guys? Is this really what we've come to as a society? We're just taking the worst parts of Wreck-It Ralph and Inside Out and combining them using something to sell a fucking product? The Lego Movie did it, so now we're gonna do it? Is that our process now? We just handpick shitty pieces of great movies to try to make a sort of good movie? It's the fucking Emoji Movie. You might have noticed I didn't review this last week, but it's because I couldn't come up with enough effort and energy to review this film, considering how much I loathed it. It's shit. It's shit. I mean, you want to talk about Rotten Tomatoes hating on The Dark Tower, which is a fine, perfectly fine, I would say great movie, but this came out a week before, and we're not going to say, hey, maybe better of two evils. No, it sucks. It's aggravating how this movie was made. It's a fucking commercial. It's a fucking goddamn dog shit, cock-sucking dick fuck commercial. Schindler's List would not be any more tragic than this thing was. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. It is a shitty movie. Bad, sick, fuck, cock, suck, motherfucker, Schindler's List! Bernie Sanders didn't win. You're the reason for global warming and all this shit. Oh, fuck you! Oh, frankly, my dear, I don't give a shit, you piece of goddamn garbage! Why can't we make good movies anymore? Why does the summer suck? This is the thing that the Goonies came from in Star Wars and Batman, but now we have this shit! And you want to hate the Dark Tower, but this is the motherfucking shit of the time! I'm the American film buff, and I'll see you at the Oscars, and then next summer maybe, but fuck you, Emoji Movie! Fuck you!